What up, y'all? It's Krazy. Be sure to hit that follow, that like, that share, subscribe button on both Instagram and both on YouTube. Thank you guys who already been watching, liking my videos, enjoying my videos, and short stories, entertainment, and acting, especially over the last few weeks and the last few days. And you know, as you're watching, like them, subscribe to the channel, totally free, will support my channel. Also, make sure you go on that Instagram and get the updates on the stories. There's highlights and like them, and also follow me on there. I'm gonna do my 30-minute, half an hour podcast. Might split this up into different parts, like I've done in the past. Done triple threat. I've done double in the past, and done my predictions, everything out, and different stuff like that. So I've done music in the past as I do them, or just different places in time and studio, not studio in the living room, or like I am right now at a different location than my studio. But we're gonna get this on everything you need to know, want to know more, including Raw, SmackDown, this coming Raw prediction, SmackDown edition, including on our way in our road to London, Money in the Bank, and in August, where you can win a free trip to SummerSlam, second biggest besides WrestleMania pay-per-view all year round. My theory in August in Detroit at SummerSlam is that Bianca Belair will face Charlotte for the Women's Championship belt to beat the last horsewoman that she needs to defeat and take back what she technically never lost and be the EST and WWS Women's Champion. That is my theory of the match that was still the night in Detroit in August at SummerSlam. EST versus Charlotte Flair. And the match that I think in London at Money in the Bank that was still the night of it all is when Seth freaking Rollins was made World Heavyweight Champion against Finn Balor, making history again, just like they did when for the first ever Universal Championship belt, except for this time it'd be Seth winning instead of Finn. And I think that my theory based off of SmackDown with the bloodline, the way that things went, the Usos is always sticking by each other, like I said, and they're going to give Roman his first loss along with Solo in a tag team match at Money in the Bank for, portraying them on SmackDown, trying to get in their head on SmackDown, and now finish the war of what was started in the fight once and for all at Money in the Bank. And I think Cody Rhodes sending a message still to Brock Lesnar, picking up his victory over Dominic after the cheap shot he's been taking over the last couple of weeks. Clucking him in the back of the head and giving him a slap across the face is going to settle that business. I think that the Pretty Deadly, they won on NXT, came from over there, won against the Brolin brothers, and got in this fatal five-way tag team action and got a tag team championship opportunity against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who won the WWE Super Showdown Live as Raw and SmackDown tag team champions to prove that they are worthy and that they were made as such no matter who they go against, including Pretty Deadly, who they've been having altercations with over the last 2 weeks. So I think that would be a good, my predictions for Money in the Bank settled. And then for my men and women Money in the Bank, I think that Big Ten and Lilacs will either A, who won over Zoe Starks in the 4-on-4 8-man tag team woman match with Mia Yim and Dakota Kai or not Dakota Kai, Shanti, but with Dakota Kai being out, Io Shirai and Bayley, both in the Money in the Bank, might be the next team that breaks up because it's every woman for itself, and that could have an altercation with Bayley being like, well, I want to win, and Io Shirai saying, with her being the leader of Damage Control, and Io Shirai said, well, why can't I win if we're so friends and tag team partners and we could do anything together, with them going after the tag team women's championships, with them having already the altercation about, when Bayley wanted a women's championship opportunity, and Dakota Kai and Io Shirai both was like, you already had your opportunity, it's our chance. Things started right there and then. And with Dakota Kai being out, not being able to try to get in the other one's head or try to talk them out or try to talk some sense into them or, put her foot down, be like, yo, we're teams, we're tag team partners, we're best friends, we came in this together since SummerSlam. And now it's going to be SummerSlam again. It's been almost a year now, officially, as Damage Control together, that might be my theory, would be that might be the next thing to happen, that Damage Control could be a parting on SmackDown due to this Money in the Bank with Bayley and Io Shirai going to be in, and that big time Bex. All I can think of that Trish Stratus is going to get involved. But I'm still going for her as Zelina Vega to be the women's Miss Money in the Bank this year. And my Mr. Money in the Bank this year, I would like to see Ricochet accomplish the Mr. Money in the Bank. Former United States champion, Ninja Warrior as Prince Puma, the Lucha Underground champion, and winning tag team with Braun Strowman being out right now. I think that he will be able to stand out as his own like he's been doing since Braun Strowman's been out, even before that, and win this Mr. Money in the Bank. And that would be my predictions for the Money in the Bank that takes place in London in a couple weeks here. And my SmackDown prediction is that as far as the bloodline goes, that tag team match is going to happen, and Damage Control might be the next one to break it up. My theory for SummerSlam, like I said, between Bianca and Charlotte, that was still the night of it all. Just the title, just the match of it, let alone watching it. With Charlotte already winning a match over EST and NXT, and then attacking her after the match is over, and then Bianca and Rhea Ripley attacked Charlotte when she came and tried to disrespect the NXT, with Raw and Sham Bianca Belair almost beating Charlotte, but then it got delayed with Becky Lynch getting involved and Sasha Banks getting involved with the triple threat that was taking place for the Women's Championship belt at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. And with the different altercations, Bianca kind of getting in Charlotte's head like, I've been laying down, the challenges and fighting Asuka and dealing with the shenanigans, including the match and afterwards, and deserve a rematch since you've been gone for the last few months. And just because your name is big, the EST has become a big name and a big superstar around there since she's accomplished so much in such a little time, just like you have 14 times. She's the longest women's champion in today's society. Your name is bigger because of your dad, Ric Flair, and then all the things that you accomplished, but she's beating all the horsewomen, leaves to you the last woman she needs to beat. And she's been Raw and SmackDown champion, holding it down just like you, been a dominant superstar with it just like you. She led them to victory at War Games, been dominating every Raw and female superstars and SmackDown superstars, and dominating her pay-per-views since she's gotten the WWE in such a little time. So, like she said, put some respect on her name. We can go on and list up both of them, that they have so much in common, and that they've done so much big things as an individual superstar, as the EST and as the Queen Charlotte Flair. So I think that match will really steal the night of it all at some point. And that would really put Bianca Belair, she's never lost the top, but to me, she still needs to beat her because with her being Charlotte, that's the last horsewoman and the last accomplishment that she really needs to do right now at this point. For now. Just to really show Charlotte, I can do things and I've done things just like you. I've been here just like you. I've accomplished things bigger and better just like you. That you really can't act like you're better than her. And Charlotte knows that. That's why Charlotte, all she said was, well, we both want an opportunity. But you can kind of see her trying to get in the head. Charlotte's good at manipulating mind games. I really want Charlotte to take that from Asuka and have that match between Bianca and Charlotte. I think it needs to happen at SummerSlam. It would be the talk of it all. Just like when it was Bianca versus Becky Lynch and then Damage Control came in. Now it would be Charlotte versus Bianca Belair for the Women's Championship at SummerSlam this year. And that really needs to happen. With my theory of SummerSlam, that will take place in Detroit. My prediction that will take place in London for the Money in the Bank, and my prediction the headline SmackDown, this coming SmackDown, will bring me to my predictions for Monday Night Raw, before SmackDown and Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. All that happens would bring me to, I think that I'm still waiting for that, another thing at SummerSlam that can happen. Once this Money in the Bank happens, I think that Trish Stratus is going to get involved with Becky Lynch, so it's going to allow Becky Lynch to finally team up together against Trish Stratus for her assaulting her and even it up against Zoe Stark at SummerSlam too. I think that's what's going to lead it up to there from Monday Night Raw, and with it being so close to time, in 2 weeks seems like a long time, but it's really a short time when you think about it, with so much can happen in such a little time. That 2 weeks seems like a lot, but obviously that means only 2 more SmackDowns in Raw before the big match happens, and that even WWE exclusive backstage and Raw Talk and SmackDown Talk, that even in the dark matches something can happen, and then you had like WWE Live and WWE Super Showdown happen as well. Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champions Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn proving they're ready for the pretty deadly United States Champion Austin Theory over Sheamus. And then you had Seth freaking Rollins, World Heavyweight Champion, remaining as such, just so he's ready for Finn Balor, and including getting Dominic, who tried to get involved. He's got business with Cody Rhodes right now. And then we had the 8-woman tag team match with Big Time Mex being the leader of that team. In my opinion, she was that leader. Wasn't a leader, but it's a tag team. But to me, she kind of led them to victory with Bayley and Io Shirai on the same page right now. Roman Reigns, Universal WWE Champion, since the Usos ain't by his side right now, still accomplishing that as Universal WWE Champion over the Hall of Famer legendary, first Hall of Famer 2023, Rey Mysterio. And then with them happening stuff, that makes perfect sense for the prediction of this Raw, SmackDown, Money in the Bank, and Theory towards SummerSlam, including an additional extra match. So I think that pretty much wraps up the results towards those positions and puts them falling into line in order and in that category, and why it makes perfect sense and what I think about it. And also, happy birthday. That's happened this week. We mentioned the happy birthday over the phenomenal AJ Styles, WWE World Heavyweight Champion, defeated a Hall of Famer at Money in the Bank, John Cena, then Tag Team Champions, and now on Friday Night SmackDown with him and Mia Yim against Karen Cross and Scarlett in the mixed tag team match after they got their revenge in the match, even though they didn't win the match. And also, I've been there with Liv Morgan that I mentioned as well last time. I think it was the last podcast that we did, being a former one half of the Tag Team Women's Champion and dominating as Miss Money in the Bank Women's Champion, and being the baddest bitch on the planet, Ronda Rousey, for it, and being one of the ones dominated team once upon a time on Monday Night Raw, as well with the Viking Raiders. Now Sarah Logan is called the Viking Raiders, but obviously it was her, as we know, her and Sarah Logan and that team before. And they also, with Viking Raiders, Sarah Logan, with that team happening and with that being the Octagon, with Liv Morgan being out right now with an injury and Raquel just kind of fighting the battles on her own. I mean, one half of the Tag Team Women's Champion, she was NXT Women's Champion. She has dominated in matches and competitions in NXT before the tag team with Liv Morgan in the WWE. So, and she's one of the strongest dominated competitors on Friday Night SmackDown as well. And Raquel, just in general in WWE. One of those women that you don't want to be across the ring with as an opponent. One of those women that you wish she's on your team and not against you. Now, I'm going to show you those videos that I made and created, obviously over the Raw and SmackDown,